Unless you come from that side.
Sunday afternoon, 23rd July. Here we go. Roger is doing some work on a piece of steel, and he's trying to make a flat, like keep the steel reasonably flat. So he's doing some techniques, and he's going to explain them to us. Hey, Rog.
Oh,
Wait for it, brother.
What we've got is we've got a we're building a basically a fireplace shelf, and also there's a vertical piece that goes underneath it against the wall, and a vertical piece that goes above it. So it's going in a expensive house, and basically we've got to butt two steel plates together, weld them, try and keep it flat, and then sand them up so it's dead smooth. Then it's going off to the powder coaters and basically hide the weld. You won't see the weld. So basically we've done the shelf, so that comes out of the wall of the house.
How long are they?
5.4 metres long.
5.4 metres.
So what we did
Straight.
was...
It's hard to get with a welded piece of steel.
So we got 3 metre sheets and pretty much cut them to the width they had to be, and then buttered them together, kept them in line, checked them with a fishing line to make sure they're all dead straight on the edge. Tacked the outside edges and then tacked it through the middle, and then just spaced the welds alternating from side to side to keep the heat away from one area, so you wouldn't get a big whoop in it and no waves in it. But unfortunately we did get some, but that's all right. So it was fully welded off pretty much both sides, and basically we had some waves through it, so we're just going through using a technique called shrinking. Basically the old panel beaters and traditional panel beaters, they use this on sheet metal, but we're doing it on steel sheet. This is 3mm plate. I think in America they call it 1/8 mold steel plate. So we've gone through, and instead of using an oxyacetylene torch to heat up a spot and then tap around with a hammer and then shrink it with a cold wet rag, we're using the TIG welding torch. And basically I've got Charles, he's striking an arc with a TIG welding torch. We're just running high frequency, and it's easy to strike the arc, and then he just long arcs it just to heat up the spot, and then I tell him to pull away, and I go in, either tap it with a hammer if it needs to be tapped down, and then straight after that with a wet rag just to shrink the metal. So we're trying to get it flat. Okay, you can't do it in one big spot, you've got to do little spots all over the joint and the sheet. So gradually you gradually get it flat. So basically we've done this. We're doing a little bit more, but we'll just show you what we're doing with the technique. I'll get Charles to come in and help. Actually, by the way, Charles welded these off. We got him to TIG weld all these off, and they've come up really well. Pretty good.
Hi,
well.
Charles.
How you doing?
How you going? Okay. Roger actually has many years experience in welding now. He was originally a panel beater back many years ago.
Traditional panel beater.
And yeah, he's using his skills, panel beating skills, to help him do work in mild steel now.
Okay, so basically what we're going to do here is I'm going to get Charles to just heat up a spot here, yeah, with the TIG welder. I'll say when it's hot enough, and he'll pull away, and then I'll come in and give it a little tap with the hammer. Okay. And try and work the warm metal and a little bit of the wave into that hot spot. And then
let's have a go and see what the camera says about this TIG.
Okay, it's pretty bright, so see how you can.
Yeah, see how it handles. I'll move back a little.
Yeah, just go and just there. Okay. And basically I'm turning the rag, because it's wet, I'm just using cold water. Just try and keep the cooler spots of the rag on it to shrink it. If you keep the rag over just one spot and you don't move it, the water,
It gets hot and
it heats
dries it
up, and then it's not doing its job. So you got to keep it cool, keep it turning to try and cool it and shrink it as quickly as possible. Because if you don't, then the heat disperses out through the sheet, and then you don't shrink it as well as what you would have liked.
Okay, cool.
So basically we've taken these big waves that were in it after the welding out of it, just with the shrinking and hammering it and just moving the metal around.
Cool.
But most guys, they do it with oxyacetylene. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it with a TIG. So this could be a world first. I don't know. If it is, cool. It doesn't matter if it isn't.
It's alright. At least we're showing people how it's done.
But yeah, you can do it. We're just showing that you can do it with a TIG torch instead of an oxyacetylene. It just means
all you're trying to do is just get the concentrated heat into that
concentrated heat. It's just
and then
like
that concentrated cooling to help pull it.
That's it. That's it. So what we'll do is we'll do another couple more, just to show you how we do it. And I'll just roll the old rag over so we find some cooler spots. It's nice and cool. And then we'll check it afterwards and we'll show you. Okay, so if we go over there. Eyes.
Alright. Well, the TIG definitely gives it a concentrated spot.
Yeah, well the thing is, if you've got a TIG welder, you can use it. See, some guys, they don't even have oxyacetylene. And I know acetylene's expensive, so you know, even if they don't have a barbecue set up with the LPG.
You can try with scissors. Alright. That's an idea. We're going to see if we can actually see a bit more by putting a welding helmet in front of the camera. Because it is bright.
Yeah, so the TIG's really intense. It's a real intense.
Most of this is yes, it is very intense, but we'll see. I'll have a go. You guys ready?
You're right.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
Because all we see is a reflection of the camera. There we go.
Looking pretty good, so we'll probably just go.
Oh, you can just see it through the lens. That's cool. Okay. Haven't tried this one before.
Cool. Eyes.
Here we go.
Eyes. Hey.
Cool. Alright. I was looking through. We're looking through the lens of that. How's that? Cool. I have to try that a few more times. We'll do some more welding. Alright, so how to remove dents in flat plate steel. That is thicker than a millimetre. So we're not doing car panels here. We're doing 3mm thick steel plate, mild steel plate. So using a similar technique, or the same technique they use in panel beating to get the bubbles out of the welds. And yeah, it's working.
Okay, so
Cool.
it was quite wavy before. We'll just show them with that. So basically, when you're doing traditional panel beating, your hands are your eyes and you feel everything. All those guys that fabricate, you know, look, it's close enough because we're still going to flip it and then tap on the other side. Then we're going to tap it down a little and then sand it with some, probably go from 40 grit and then through to 60 grit, 120 grit, and then just get it nice and smooth like what we've done over here on the shelf over here. We've actually hidden that weld. And there's a full pen. All the welds are pretty much full pen. So we've hidden that weld. You won't see the joint. Once it's powder coated, you won't even see it in the reflection. It's dead straight. Takes a bit of time, but that's what the customer wants. Okay, so we've got to see how there's a slight gap there. I'd say it's probably maybe about a millimetre. The good thing is,
It's
about
nice.
1.5
Yeah. Just a little bit there, yeah.
there, coming down to maybe half a mil. Yep. Well, the good thing about that is we've inverted it, so we've pushed it down. Now we're going to flip this plate over, and then we can do the same thing again, a little bit more shrinking and tapping with a hammer, planishing with a hammer, and then we'll hit it with the sander going through the grits 40, 60, 120, and then up to 220, and that'll be really good for the powder coating.
Fantastic. Okay.
So it's just, you know, look, it's just something we've applied. We've applied traditional panel beating techniques to this 3mm plate.
Mild steel plate.
I think you can probably possibly go up to, with what we're doing, maybe about, I'd say 5mm, maybe 4 to 5mm would be max.
Cool.
And then after that, you know, that's probably as
All
high
right.
as you could go.
Well, we'll catch you again on another one, Rog.
Okay.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, Charles.
All good. This is Charles.
Catch you again soon. Here you go.
See you guys later.
All right. See ya.